Welcome back to Garden of Treats. So I'm going to show you the finished project of our back room that we're using as a greenhouse slash workstation slash where we're gonna keep our seedlings until we plant in the back. So we're starting by putting together a couple of shells. Then we're going to transplant some plants that we had in the back that needed it. And then we added some soil to some of the other plants, and we're just doing a light cleanup.
So, yeah, this is the situation. Right now, they got Big Green stuck, and so wifey is going out there to help them get the car unstuck right now. Let's see how she does. Woo, got... Oh, yeah. So, yeah, this is Big Green's, the newest member to the Garden of Treatz Farms. They're gonna have to push. All right, let me tell them.
So it took about 3 days for us to eventually get Big Greens out. But that night, my journaling course started. So the journaling course is Painting Individuality. It's for children ages 8 to 12. And we go over journaling prompts from my book, Painting Individuality. So it's every Monday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. It's a 55-minute class, and there is still time to register. So we realized we would need a lot more shelving for our seedling trays. So we decided that we would make them using some scrap wood that we already had as the legs, and then we purchased some plywood for the shelves.
We're gonna use these ones. They're not very thick, but they don't have to be that thick because they only hold seeding trays.
Here are the shelves. So I'm going to show you the finished project of our back room that we're using as a greenhouse slash workstation slash where we're gonna keep our seedlings until we plant in the back. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of the plants we have back here already that we brought from Texas. So starting with this table, we have 3 of these tables that we're gonna use as workstations. And this is where we're going to fill our trays with soil and plant all of our seeds. This here is an orange tree that we brought from Texas. And as you can see, it has blooms. This is a lime tree. Get a close up on those blooms. Look at this one. Beautiful. So yes, that's a lime tree. Over here we have an olive tree and we have a lemon tree. This is where we organize all of our seeds. So how we have them organized, they're all in little baggies. They have the date on them and what we're planting that day. So we're starting with onions, which will be in our next video. We're using these craft sticks to label our trays. They have seeds inside of their baggies, and then this sheet. So this is going to be hole punched, and I'm using it kind of like as a journal because this is our first year planting in Ohio. As you know, we moved from Texas, and so the weather is a lot different. We moved from zone 8B to zone 5B. So we have a lot of learning to do. And so what I'm gonna do is put how many plants we planted of each thing, the date we planted them, when we transplanted them, our date that we harvested them, and then what zone in the yard we put them in. And so this will serve as my research for next year. And as you can see, we're planting really early. So we are still about 12 weeks from our projected, projected frost date. However, even though you see the snow, this is our our first real snow day. And it's been really warm. Even with the snow out there, it's still really warm. And this is warmer than normal. Normal as in we're from here, so we know how the weather typically is. And so it's definitely warmer. And so I plan on planting a couple weeks before the projected frost date. And so we're going to see how it works. We are planting 4 times. So if the first couple of plantings don't work, we still have more plantings to go. So yeah, that's that. We have these shelves that we already came from Texas with. This is where we're going to put some of our trays. Here we have a manuka tree and a pineapple plant. Woo, our Rottweiler, he hangs out back here because it's pretty warm. This is our laundry room. It brings out, we keep the door open to have heat out. This is our heater. And we're gonna put out a second heater just because we're gonna have our seedlings and just make sure both sides of the room is heated. And we keep this door open to our dining room as well so that the heat can come out here. Woo will probably be getting moved inside once we have mini plants out here, just because we're gonna have a lot of shelves as we start planting more and more. For now, Woo is out here. This is another orange tree from Texas. These are shelves that we built. These are our tomato plants. They are very, very tall. These are heirloom tomatoes. We call them Stella Mac tomatoes because Mark's Aunt Stella brought these over, and so that's the name of them for us. They are really tall, but we're gonna keep them in these for now because we've transplanted one of them here, and as you can see, it went through a bit of a struggle, but it's starting to come back. But they weren't ready to be transplanted, and so we're just gonna wait on them. I mean, these are pretty tall to be transplanted, but just the conditions right now, I don't know, we'll probably keep them around until it's time to plant outside. Because fun fact, when we first started planting, we started with cherry tomatoes, and we had probably about a bucket like this size, and there was like 15 cherry tomato plants in this bucket, and they stayed alive for like a whole year. And then we moved and we planted them in the yard, and they did perfectly fine. So these will do fine until planting season. These plants here are very special plants. They look like they're not surviving, but I'll tell you the story. So these plants are from my mother's funeral, which was in June of last year, and they were in a basket, and I took so long to transplant them. I'll put a video of me transplanting them. They're gonna come back. They just need a little love right now and some pruning that I was doing as I was talking. But yeah, they're gonna come back. There's a couple more of them, but for now I'm gonna leave these right here until I can prune them. Here are some more of our Stella Mac tomatoes. Here are the trays we'll be using to plant the seedlings. More trays, more plywood to build more of these shelves. some tools, whatnot. But all of these will be used for seedlings. Right now, there's just things on them until we get to planting them. Here we have another lemon tree. This is the first tree we got. Fun fact, oh my goodness, there's blooms coming. These are the first blooms on this tree. This is literally the first tree we ever got, and it has blooms. I'm excited. Okay. Anywho, this is our bookshelf that's back here with our music and everything. And we have another shelf full of supplies. On this side of the window, we have 2 more pineapple plants. We have another lemon tree. This one has blooms and lemons coming. This is a cherry tomato plant from San Antonio. We harvested some of the tomatoes, and these are gonna be ready soon. And some more wood pieces that we will use to build these shelves. So yeah, this is the room we're gonna be planting all of our seedlings in this season, and we're very, very excited to get started and keep on watching to see how this room grows.